Magis Day, my dear students. So again, this is Sir J.M. Pastor, and welcome to our review session in Physical Education and Health 1 and 2. So thank you so much, my dear students. I'm so sorry because we face some difficulties. The first is some students do not have the internet connection because of the Converge, right? Wala na naman yung internet ng Converge. Second is the live streaming link that I have or that I am using, my dear students, is not really working. And I don't know why. Kanina pa ako nagsasalita mga enak. And then you cannot see me, okay? You cannot see me, okay, on the but I am speaking, but you cannot see me. So it's just appearing na waiting for the live streaming to begin. Please stand by. But I am already starting. But yeah, this is the first one that I encountered here because I am just the first one that I encountered this because yeah, hindi naman talaga. Okay, kasi na encounter ever since. Okay, I am doing this always. But anyway, so again, welcome to our review session for today, my dear students. So before we formally start, so good luck on your midterm examination. I know that you can pass it, and I know that you can do that. Okay, so let's start first our session with an opening prayer. So let us pray together in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. So for our Catholic brothers and sisters, yeah, I hope that you did your sign of your faith. And then let us dispose ourselves in the presence of the Lord, and together let us sing this um, song.
Soul of Christ, sanctify me. Body of Christ, save me. Water from the side of Christ, wash me. Passion of Christ, give me strength. Hide me in thy wings, that I may never leave thy side. From all the evil that surrounds me, defend me. And when the call of death rises, bid me come to thee, that I may praise thee with thy saints forever. Hear me, Jesus, hide me in thy wings, that I may never leave thy side. From all the evil that surrounds me, defend me. And when the call of death arises, bid me come to thee, that I may praise thee with thy saints forever.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you so much, my dear students, for your participation for the opening prayer. So now let's proceed to the review session. So expect that this particular review session will just be fast. Okay, our pacing will be fast, and then I will just emphasize the things that you have to focus on when it comes to your review. Okay, so yeah. So welcome to our review session in Physical Education and Health 1 and 2. Okay, sorry, and then let's proceed. So, supposedly, if we are doing a live streaming, I will be asking you to answer some questions in the Slido. Okay, I will just ask you if how are you, if you think you will pass the exam, or what are your thoughts about the upcoming midterm examination in our course. Okay, and hello for my students. So I am Sir J.M. Pastor, and I am here to give you a refresher session about our course, which is Physical Education 1 and 2, or CORE012, and we will focus on physical fitness. Okay? So I love you all. Do well in your examination. Be happy. At wag na wag kalimutang magmahal. Okay? So these are our learning objectives for today, my dear students. So at the end of the session, my dear students, you're expected to first review the coverage of the examination in CORE012. Okay, refresher lang. Second, positively apply the topics in everyday life and in the examination and have a positive attitude towards taking the examination with conscience. Okay, so integrity and conscience are very important in doing online examinations. And lastly, you have to pass the midterm examination. So I think everyone now are ready. Everyone now is ready. So let's start. Okay. So before we proceed with topics, let me open this particular review session with this quotation. So according here, you have to trust yourself. You know more than you think you do. Okay? So trust yourself. Everything will be fine and you will pass the examination. Tiwala lang. With a proper review and then investment when it comes to time to review, you will pass the exam. Okay? So, yan. So, let me now present to you, my dear students, the pointers for or to review in physical education and health 1 and 2. We will start first with the overview of physical education, such as the functions, objectives, and activities in physical education, the first topic that we discuss. Second, hope or help optimizing physical education. Third, legal basis of physical education. Fourth, history of physical education. Fifth, physical fitness. Sixth, health-related fitness. Seventh, body composition, cardiorespiratory endurance, flexibility, muscular strength, and muscular endurance. So those are the different health-related fitness components. Okay, we will discuss or tackle that also. And then skill-related fitness, agility, balance, coordination, power, reaction time, and speed. Those are the different skill-related fitness. Physical fitness and health, stress, eating habits, and health risk factors. Principles of exercise and FIT or frequency, intensity, time, and type. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so my dear students, these are the outline of our topics. We will start first with the overview of physical education, health, optimizing physical education or hope, legal basis of physical education, and the history of physical education. Okay, and then we will now proceed with the physical fitness and its components, skill and health and skill related fitness components. We will also tackle that, physical fitness and health. We will also discuss that, and then lastly, the FITT plan or the FITT principle. So let's start. Okay? So, yeah. So, before we start, or although this is a recorded session, please smile. Okay? Ready na ako sa live streaming, pero yeah, we cannot avoid that in doing online learning. So, let's start. So, this is the first topic that we discuss in physical education and health, which talks about the overview, hope, legal base, and history. Right? So, I know that you're so familiar with this. Okay? So, yeah. So for the overview of physical education, when we say physical education, it is an integral part of the educational curriculum. So it means that it is part of our curriculum and we have to study this. We have no choice. Okay? Which is designed to promote the optimum development of a person holistically. Okay? We have physical education subjects so that we will be formed holistically when it comes to our individual aspects such as physical, social, and emotional and mental aspects. So that through the total body movement in the performance of properly selected activities. My dear students, listen. Um, the goal of physical education is to develop us holistically. Okay? Kabuuan, buo. With with the properly selected activities. Take note of the word properly selected activities. Okay? We will enhance those different aspects such as our physical, social, emotional, and mental through properly selected activities. Be mindful of that. Okay? And then when we say functions of physical education, my dear students, we have three functions. The first one is biologic function, the second one is integrative function, and the third one is the social function. Okay? When we say biologic function, my dear students, it is something connected with our body. So biologic function refers to the enhancement of the individual's growth and development through body movement. It talks about our body and adaptation to exercise or to movement or to physical activities. That's why enhancement of our body is one of the goals or functions of physical education. Okay? Yung pag-grow ng muscle, that is considered as the biologic function of physical education. Okay? And then second is integral function, refers to the personality integration achieved through participation in the properly selected physical education activities. It talks about your personality and how you integrate or to react when immersing yourself in physical education. Okay, so that's how it works. It talks about you and how you integrate yourself in doing physical activities or physical education activities. Okay? And then last is the social function. When we say social function, it is consist of transmitting values and standards that are consistent with the needs and ideals of the society. If we're going to notice in physical education, there's a lot of groupings, there's a lot of group activities because that is a course requirement. That is part of physical education because it has a social functions for socialization. We are human being and we are required and we are expected to socialize. We are social being and we are socials and we are born here to be enculturated. Okay, that is in a very idealistic principle philosophy. Okay, so those are the three functions of physical education: the biologic function, integrative function, and social function. Okay, so biologic something which is connected to our body. Okay, for our growth and development, attending physical education classes. Integrative talks about our personality integration in doing physical education, and social is for socialization. Okay, so those are the three functions of physical education. Next, we have the objectives. This is different from functions. Ha? Objectives are the goals of physical education, and we have four. Okay, all of this are for development because since we are doing physical education, we are aiming for a very good quality of education. That's why we are doing it for development. Am I right? Okay, so this is for physical development, mga anak. Um, the first one is for the physical development, second is for the social development, third is the emotional development, and the fourth is the mental development. So those four are the different objectives of physical education. When we say physical development, through properly selected education activities or properly selected activities, that word is being repeated, ha? Through or carefully selected physical education activities, an individual who participates actively will develop and maintain good health and high level of physical fitness. So that is something connected to our body. That's what makes it physical development. The acquisition of physical skills can motivate an individual to participate further in physical activities. Okay, hence his growth and development will be enhanced also. Okay, that's for the physical growth and development, and then body. Second, social development. Participation in physical education activities provides opportunity. So participating in PE will help us to have an avenue to acquire desirable. Desirable means what they call this? Parang magagandang asal, okay, or desirable social traits needed for adjustment to social life in general. So we really need to socialize with others. That's why PE will give us an opportunity for that. And then third is the emotional development. So the informal nature of physical education offers the opportunities for self-expression and emotional mastery. Okay? So yeah. Some worthwhile emotional traits are self-confidence, courage, self-reliance, determination, and self-control. Okay? So that is something emotional. So that is something psychological. It talks about your feelings, your emotions, and what you are feeling. Okay? There's another developing emotional development is one of the objectives of physical education. Okay? And the next is the mental development. Okay, so mental development through participation in physical education activities, the individual develops his mental capacities, mental pag-iisip, cognition, as he learns the mechanical principles underlying movement. Okay, as he acquires knowledge and strategies of games and sports, and as he discovers ways of improving his improvements in gymnastics and dance. So in physical education, we really need to think. Okay, we really need to think, my dear students. Okay. So yeah. So the physical education program na tayo. So physical education is considered as a regular class program because it is instructional in nature. It is a continuity of movement experiences designed to help the individual gain movement skills and concepts that will enhance his ability to function effectively and happily in all his experiences. Okay, whether social, mental, or physical. And then this is something which is included in your exam then, okay? Activities in physical education, we have three. Take note of this. Core activities, related activities, and adapted activities. When we say core activities, these are the activities that we do in physical education classes or in our PE class. Second is the related activities. Those activities that we do which are really related, okay? In physical education, but that is not directly being done inside the physical education class. Okay, that's how related activities work. Core activities are inside activities in PE class. Related activities are just similar activities being done in PE, but that is not being done inside the PE classes. And then adapted physical activities or adapted activities are those activities that we give to those students or individuals with special needs. Okay po? So let's proceed first with the core activities. So core activities, the main activities which are introduced to carry out the objectives of the program. So that is inside the PE class. Related activities, the co-curricular activities which are scheduled to enrich the learning experiences of the teacher. It is more of enrichment and enriching your particular skills when it comes on physical education. So the activities here are, my dear students, really related to PE, but that being done inside your PE class. For example, the varsity, the different organizations which are related to the dance, sports, and wellness. Okay, and then lastly, adopted activities. So activities designed, specially designed or selected activities for those learners who deviate from the normal children. Yung may mga students with special needs. And then isasama na din natin dito yung may mga medical condition. For example, a student has asthma, since hindi siya pwedeng tumakbo, we can give them different exercises that they can also perform. Okay? So that's how it works. That's how the adapted activities works. Okay? So yeah. So those are the three activities in physical education: core activities, related activities, and adapted activities. Okay? So yeah. Okay, so let's proceed now to the extra class program. Extra class program is a recreational in nature. So we are just doing extra class program for entertainment purposes, for enjoyment purposes, and for entertainment, enjoyment, and refreshment purposes. In fact, the attendance to this program is voluntary, so it means that it is not required at all, because this gives the opportunity for further development or practice the skills learned in the regular class program. Okay? The activities are usually held outside the school hours, so it is not being done inside your class hours. Okay po? So, yeah. We have four examples. We have the intramurals, extramurals, field demonstration or field mass demonstration, and exhibition groups. Those are the four examples of the activities, my dear students, under extra class program in physical education. Okay? So let's go first with the intramurals. I know that you're familiar with this. Intramurals are competition of teams within the same school. Or yan, halimbawa sa atin, sa junior high, you will be divided by different levels or different tawag mo dahil, you'll be divided based on your colors, the yellow team, the blue team, the green team, and the red team, right? In senior high school, we will be divided based on our the division of the teachers. Sa teacher kasi nakadepende eh. Okay? Hindi ibig sabihin na lahat kayo STEM magkakampi kayo, no? It's not. Okay? So yan. Sa college naman, there are different colleges, di ba? College of Education, College of Nursing, College of Sciences and Mathematics, College of Engineering, College of etc. Okay? So yeah, that's for the intramural. So that is just inside the school, okay, or sports competition inside the school. Next, we have the extramural. So when we say extramurals, competitions of the teams from different school, di ba? When we say intra kanina, this for this, we have the intramurals. With intra means inside, and then murals came from the word muros, right, which means wall. So it means inside the walls, and then extramurals, extra means out. And then when we say mural or muros, it means what they call this, the one that I have mentioned, a particular wall. So outside the wall of the school. So competitions of different teams from different schools. So school versus school na siya. Okay? And then third is the field or mass demonstration. Okay, it is a kind of activity or activities where most, if not all, the children take part for the purpose of informing the public of the activities of physical education. This is where the people are gathering to do different tasks or different physical activities. Okay, they are just going to gather in one place, and then after that, my dear students, they will already be starting now to enhance or to perform a certain thing that will inform the public that there is a physical education activities. Okay, so as of now, this is a very impossible because of, my dear students, COVID-19. Okay, and then lastly is the exhibition groups. Okay, when we say exhibition groups, these are the special trained students to perform for performance on certain occasions. Okay, so yeah, these are the trained individuals in their field, okay, that were invited so that they can show their talents and skills in a certain group of people or in a certain audience. For example, yan mga guesting, okay, that is a form of exhibition groups. Okay, guesting, for example, in the what do you call this? For example, children's competition, and then you're going to invite UP or the NU or the National University. That is an exhibition group. Okay. So now let's proceed to the legal basis of physical education. I hope that you are still with me, ha? Mga anak, my dear students. Okay, because madali lang naman tong review session talaga natin. Okay, so let's proceed. So the legal basis definition and importance of physical education as part of the curriculum is reflected. Remember this, do not forget. The importance of physical education as part of the curriculum is highlighted in the 1986 or 1987. 1986 or 1987, that is both correct. Because before 1987, it should be 1986 muna, and 1987 siya na-approve. So 1986 pa lang, nandito na yung Article 14, Section 19. Do not be confused sa Article 14, Section 19. Article 14 muna, bago 19. Okay, 14, 19. Okay, of the Philippine Constitution. So, according, the Article 14, Section 19 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution has two major paragraphs. The first one is, sorry if I'm so fast when it comes to speaking because I really have to do so. Okay, I have to have a fast pacing because we have a lot of things to discuss. Okay, so the legal basis, definition, and importance of physical education as part of the curriculum. So it is stated there that the state shall promote physical education and encourage sports programs, league competitions, and amateur sports, including training for international competitions to foster self-discipline, teamwork, and excellence for the development of a healthy and alert citizenry. Listen, this is the reason why we are studying physical education because the state shall promote physical education and encourages sports programs. So the state is promoting physical education through integrating it in the educational curriculum. Okay, since they are what do you call this? It is being integrated to our educational curriculum, so that's for promotion. Okay, that's why we are studying this. We have this particular session because of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, Article 14, Section 19. On the paragraph 2, it is stated there that all educational institutions shall undertake regular sports activities throughout the country in cooperation with athletic clubs and other sectors. Okay? So you have to undertake regular sports activities throughout the country in cooperation with athletic clubs and other sectors. So partnership in physical education and health is and physical education and then sports are very important. Okay? You have to be mindful of that, my dear students. Okay po? So, yeah. And then that's why, as I keep on telling you, my dear students, physical education is an integral part of the curriculum that is designed for the total development of an individual. Holistic development ang aim natin. That's why we have to enhance our physical, mental, social, and emotional aspects through properly selected physical activities. Again, the word properly selected activities are being repeatedly mentioned. Okay? So, yeah. So, health optimizing physical education naman tayo. Okay? So always remember this, do not be confused. Health is for wellness and physical education is for fitness. Okay? Health is for wellness and physical education is for fitness. That's why since we have the subject physical education and health, we have to enhance our wellness or our well-being and our fitness. Okay? So that's why you have to exercise and then be healthy. And then, yeah, these are now the relationship of physical education and health. So physical activity and physical fitness can affect health, and then health can affect academic performance. Okay, that's why physical activity and physical fitness can really affect both of them. Okay, they are all interconnected. Okay, so yeah. And then according to DepEd, we have to move to learn and learn to move, and we have to start it from ourselves, and then next to the family and school, and then the community and to the society to make it bigger. Since you're already on the senior high school, dapat your perspective is already on the society level. Okay, let us promote community fitness or fitness for the society or community. Okay, so yeah. And then do not forget, move to learn and learn to move. Okay, so yeah. So now let's proceed to the history of physical education. Madalian lang po ito, mga anak ko. So let's proceed. So let's start. Mhm. Okay, it started first with the primitive society. So the primitive people before are just doing physical activities. My dear students, again, have physical activities. They don't have any idea of health. Okay? Primitive man move in order to satisfy a felt need or a necessity. Okay? They have to do physical activities, search for food. They are not required to do physical activities because they have to exercise or they have to be healthy or they have to be fit, but they are doing physical activities, my dear students, because they have to what they call this. They have to survive their everyday life. That's why they hunt animals, and fishing along the rivers and streams are their activities for survival. Okay? And they are doing physical activity for survival lang talaga. But sometimes they have to engage in a warfare in protection for their enemies, from their enemies. Okay? And then, listen, take note of this. The physical activities of the primitive people were not organized. Okay? It's not, they are not organized at all. Okay? And then yan. Their motives for physical activity is just to search for food and protect themselves from their enemies. Yan lang. To search for food and for their protection. That's why it's not really organized. Their gregarious nature and their innate drives for mating and propagation gave them the desire to dance and play. They do playing for they are playing for courtship for courtship purposes. Okay po. And then yeah, they are dancing because of certain reasons, such as their sexual desires. They are dancing because of their sexual desires. That's what I have mentioned. Okay, so their particular physical activities are not all organized, my dear students, because of the what they call this, because of the search. They are just doing it for survival. So that is the reason behind that. In ancient China naman, Asians' policy of isolation was favored by two factors. So there are two reasons why the ancient people was really isolated on Earth. Okay, the first one is the topography of the land is so large, di ba? And then the Great Wall of China. So the policy of isolation lacked the motivating factor to be physically fit because of there was no fear in aggression. So my dear students, this is what happened. They did not anymore care about physical fitness. They did not anymore care about to be healthy or for military training because they are already kampante that they have a particular protection, which is the Great Wall of China. Okay? That's why they only focus on intellectual excellence. Okay, they memorize the teachings of Confucius. So they live a sedentary life. Okay, that was much favored since memorizing teachings of Confucius, the great teacher at that time. I know that you are familiar with that. Okay, memorizing the teachings was their priority, not doing physical activities. Okay, that's why nagkasakit sila. Because yan nga, they believe that spirit is more important than our body. And then, dati in Asian China, physical activities, participation in physical activities are only for elite. Ang mga nagumagawa dati ng nagme-music, nagda-dance, nag-arts, nag-archery, nag-sports, are mga mayayaman lang. Okay, they are only the rich people or the favored class. Okay, that's why rich families engage in music, dancing, and archery. So, yan. And then, since their physical activity was limited, they experienced an illness. Okay, because they of their inactivity and sedentary lifestyle. So since they live a sedentary lifestyle, they experience, my dear students, a particular condition or disease. Okay, and then because of what happened, yeah, they develop medical gymnastics. Sabi nila, paano tayo, di na tayo healthy? Ano kasi bulong, ano dito, gamot? Ang gamot lang naman is physical activities kasi nawala yung physical activities sa kanila. And then nagkasakit sila ng ganun. So ang gamot lang is physical activities lang din naman. Okay? So they develop medical gymnastics or what we know as Kung Fu. Okay? Which cured their illness and they were forced to do physical activities. So they developed Kung Fu, the earliest exercise in history. Okay? That is the earliest exercise in the history of mankind. In India, their religion affected their concern for their physical well-beings because their religion is Hinduism. And spirit is more important than our physical. Same with China, right? So they have the same idea. Hindu dancing is the oldest organized dancing. Okay? Yeah, yung mga, ano. And then, they are the one who introduced the yoga. Okay? Because the yoga, my dear students, they're the one who introduced yoga, which is originally a religious activity that is composed of exercises in posture and in breathing. Okay? So, yeah. Yoga has 84. Okay? Do not forget the number 84. So, yoga has 84 positions. And then sa Asia Near East naman, countries under the Asian Near East, countries such as Egypt, Babylonia, Syria, Palestine, and Persia. Egyptians believe in living a full life. So be an Egyptian. Okay, they believe in you only live once. Okay, they are living in a full life, a life full of physical activities. Okay, and then dancing for Egyptians are for royal entertainment. Okay, dancing is only for royal entertainment. Kaya yung mga ini-entertain ang mga pharaohs, di ba? And then in Persia, they built an empire through military aggression because grabe ang militarization sa Persia. Because as early as the age of 6 years old, you are now expected to participate in extreme physical activities or in high intensity activities. So that is not so good because the idea of naturalism is being attacked to that. So because they believe that a strong Persian army is a healthy and fit army. Okay, so yeah. In Greece naman, Greece was divided into two major states, that's what I have mentioned, with different views in physical education or fitness, such as first the Athens. The people in Athens believe that the beauty of the physics. So they have to do physical education so that they will have a beautiful body. So if you have a beautiful body, you are already considered as healthy. Second naman is the Sparta for military training because they are aiming for territorial expansion. Okay? So yeah, so Greece, the physical education had its golden age in ancient Greece because the Olympics was originated there. In Sparta, their main objective of physical education was to contribute to a strong and powerful army. Okay, so yeah, for strong and powerful army for territorial expansion, I think you watched the movie 300, right? So yeah. And then, especially in Sparta, only strong and vigorous babies are allowed to live in this military state, which is Sparta. Okay? If you are a newborn infant or bagong panganak ka and then may weak lungs ka or mahina ang katawan mo, you will be considered as defective and you will be left to die on Mount Taygetus. So that's sad. Okay po? And yeah, the effect of Sparta here in the Philippines, the ROTC or the Reserve Officer Training Corps. So the view of Spartans and physical education contribute to the development of the ROTC here in our country or here in the Philippines. So they need strong armies for them to invade their territories for territorial expansion. Okay? So yeah. And then in Greece, beauty of the physic naman. Okay? Sorry, in Athens, my dear students, so individual's life was not controlled and regulated as in Sparta. Sa Greece, medyo maluwag. Okay? Hindi tulad ng sa Sparta mga anak. Okay? So, yan. They enjoyed individual, okay? So, they enjoyed individual freedom. Okay? So, yan. And the objective of physical education in Athens was for the physical perfection with emphasis on the beauty of the physics. Okay, physical perfection talaga. And then gymnastics and musics were considered as the two most important subjects in the curriculum. Okay, so they are very important subjects in the curriculum. Ang gymnastics tapos music sa Greece dati. Okay, so, di ba sila mismo, grabe ang ano sa gymnastics or sa PE then sa music. Mas ngayon, parang nababaliwan lang natin here in the Philippines. So that's sad. So that's why Greece laid the foundation of the present Olympic Games, which first held in sorry, sorry. So, my dear students, the Greece laid the foundation of present Olympics Games, which first held in 776 BC. Okay, so the Olympics was really originated from Greece. And then the victor, when we say victor, it's not magtanggol, ha? So victor or the winner in the Olympic Games did not receive any material reward except for a wreath of olive branches as his crown. Okay po? Ayan. And then in Rome, army life was very important to the Romans and considered health as important only for military life. Okay, and the soldiers had to be ready at the moment's notice to serve the state from 17 to 60 years of age. Okay, in the Philippines, cockfighting, pagbubulang, pagsasabong is an Asian sport here in the Philippines. So batting and swimming are favorite pastimes. You know, laro ng lahi was introduced also, and Filipinos are active in doing physical activities based on our history. So those are the important ideas for the introduction to PE. So now let's proceed to physical fitness. Okay? I'm so sorry if nagkaganto yung font. Pinag-isa ko kasi lahat ng PowerPoint. So when we say, my dear students, physical fitness, it is the capacity of an individual to function in every way at one's own best without undue fatigue and still having reserve energy in times of emergency. Ito yung kakayahan natin to do task without easily getting tired and still after performing the task, we have a reserve energy so that in times of emergency, we can still perform different tasks or we still have a reserve energy to do the other things that we want to do. Okay, so that's how physical fitness works. And another, physical fitness is a measure of body's ability to function efficiently and effectively in work and in leisure activities to be healthy, to resist hypokinetic diseases, and meet emergency situations. Okay po? So, yeah. And then this is, palagi ito nakakalimutan. My dear students, take note of this. Physical fitness also talks about the state of health and well-being, and more specifically, the ability to perform aspects of sports, occupations, and daily activities. Okay? So, palagi na, yung kakayanin gumawa ng pang-araw-araw na task, that is also physical fitness. Okay? When we talk about naman fitness culture, it is a social-cultural phenomenon surrounding exercise and physical fitness. These are the phenomenon which are related to our culture or the social life that we have in our society surrounding the exercise and physical fitness. So it is usually associated with gym culture, diba? As of now, we tend to hear a lot of people who are attending gyms, doing like this, doing like that, the how you like that. Charot lang. Okay, so yeah, it is usually associated with gym culture as doing physical exercises in locations such as gyms. Instead of mataling pilas, mag-gym na lang. Instead of mag-exercise, mag-socialize, mag-gym na lang. Kaya yan ang current trend natin ngayon. And health clubs is a popular activity. So that is a fitness culture. Okay? And then importance of physical fitness, syempre, the physically fit person works without becoming over fatigued. He accomplishes his work with a minimum of stress. He can face life's problem with a relatively better outlook. He enjoys participating in outdoor and sports activities. And then good physical health contributes to self-confidence and poise, and it gives a person a feeling of security. And it enables him to mingle with people at work and at play with satisfaction. Okay? So, yan. So, when we talk about physical fitness, di ba, na-define na natin yung kaya natin gumawa ng mga bagay na hindi masyadong napapagod or easily getting tired and still having reserve energy in times of emergency. It has two parts, the health-related and the skill-related fitness. When we say health-related fitness, it helps you to stay healthy. Yan talaga ang goal ng health-related fitness, for us to be healthy. And when we talk about skill-related fitness, it helps us to perform well in sports and activities that require certain skills. So skills and skill-related fitness are very important. Okay? So let's go first with the health-related fitness. When we say health-related fitness, okay, it is consists of those components such as muscular strength, muscular endurance, flexibility, body composition, and cardiorespiratory endurance that have a relationship with a good health. So we need this five for us to have a good health, and that is according to President's Council of Physical Education, or PCPFS. Okay? And then health-related fitness is characterized by moderate to vigorous physical activities. So this is very ideal for those people who are really doing physical fitness, mga anak na who are doing exercises na ayaw mapagod, or who doesn't, those people who do not want to be exhausted or to perform high intensity exercises. So these are very ideal for you, mga anak, or my dear students. So health related fitness is a better match for people who are generally unwilling to exercise at high intensities, because it is only from moderate to vigorous, not for high intensity. Okay, and then according to Dr. Robert Pangrezi, the book that I am using when I'm teaching human kinetics, biomechanics, and human anatomy and physiology, health-related fitness activities can be integrated into everyday life. Okay, it can be done in our everyday life that are often characterized as lifetime activities. Okay, so yeah, and then we have five health-related fitness components. Ang liliit na nila: cardiorespiratory endurance, body composition, flexibility, muscular strength, and muscular endurance. Let's go to them one by one. Okay, let's start first with cardiorespiratory endurance, the ability to exercise your entire body for long periods of time, or refers to the ability of heart and lungs and blood vessels to deliver the oxygen to the different working muscles. So when we talk about cardiorespiratory endurance, cardio means heart, and the respiratory is respiratory system is one of the physiological systems that we have in our body, which is connected with our respiration or to our breathing. So this is ability of our heart and muscle to deliver oxygen into the different organic parts of muscles to sustain movements or to continue moving. Because when you talk about endurance, it talks about the ability to do an action in a longer period of time. Okay? Yeah. And the exercises here are for jogging, walking, and swimming. Second is the body composition. Please study this for component model. The body water, the muscle, the bone, and the fats. When we say body composition, it talks about the composition of our body. That is, my dear student, literal. Okay? It is a percentage of body weight that is made up of fat. When compared, so it talks about the ratio and the proportion of the other body tissue, such as bone and muscle and body water, compared to fat. Okay? Okay. It also refers to the proportion of fat you have relative to lean tissue. muscles, bones, and body water or organs, etc. Okay, so that's how it works, mga anak. Next, please study how to compute BMI because in your midterm examination tomorrow, you are going to compute BMI. And the formula for that is weight over height in meters squared. Okay? And we have here different, what do you call this? Standard for computing the BMI, the underweight, the ideal, the overweight, and the obese. Okay? So, yeah. And the waist circumference is a very good activity to determine our risk for diabetes mellitus and other diseases or hypokinetic diseases or chronic diseases that you might experience. So, yeah. The third one is the flexibility. When we talk about flexibility, my dear students, sorry, madalian lang talaga ito. It is the ability to use joints fully through a wide range of motion. So our flexibility, the anatomical body part which is concerned with flexibility, my dear students, is our joints. Utang na loob, hindi muscles or hindi bones. It is the joints. Because it is the ability of a joints to move through a full range of motion. Okay? Our ability of a joint or series of joints to move through unrestricted pain or pain-free range of motion. Okay? So yeah, this is the capacity of our joints to move on its full range of motion. And then we have different exercises for flexibility. First, we have the stretching or the warm-up video that we are doing every synchronous classes, right? And then muscular strength refers to the muscle's ability to generate force against physical objects. So when we say strength, it is the ability of our muscle to exert force in just single contraction or the amount of force your muscle can produce. Okay? For a shorter period of time for a single contraction only, or one to five repetitions. Okay? So also the amount of force you can put out or the amount of weight you can lift. That also talks about muscular strength. And you have to familiarize yourself with that particular thing. Okay? So yeah. And then fifth is the muscular endurance. This is different from strength, huh? Strength is for shortest possible period of short lang single contraction. Ang muscular endurance longer repetition, longer time, and then there's a lot of repetitions that you are doing. So it is the ability to use your muscles and muscles many times without tiring because it is endurance. So it means that it can endure the pain. Okay? Refers to the ability of a given muscle to exert force consistently and repetitively over a period. Muscular endurance is the ability of your muscle or muscle groups to withstand repeated contractions for an extended period. So again, repeated contraction and extended ang period and medyo mahaba siya. Okay? So muscular strength is just for single contraction or 1 to 5 repetition. Muscular endurance for a longer repetition. Okay? And then remember this, my dear students, this diagram, this is, you can see this in your exam. Okay? We have three types of exercise: endurance, hypertrophy, and strength. You know the muscular strength naman na. Endurance, you know na. Ang hypertrophy, when we talk about hypertrophy, it talks about the enlargement of our muscle after performing the exercises or applying overloading principle or overload principle. So when we talk about sets, it is the coolness of the repetitions. For example, you perform 20 repetitions, so that's your first set, and then second set, another 20. You already have 40 repetitions. Third sets, you have 60 repetitions. So when we talk about sets, the sets of strength is higher than the endurance. But the repetitions of endurance is higher than the strength. Okay? Always remember that. Okay, so yeah. So I hope that the health-related fitness is now clear to you. Now let's proceed to the skill-related fitness components. Okay, when we talk about skill-related fitness is defined as working out with a goal of improving a specific skill. And it should be understood as just working out that you are going to improve your skill. And what are those skills? Those are what you can see on your screen: the agility, power, coordination, balance, reaction time, and speed. Okay? Skill or performance-related fitness involves skills that will enhance one's performance in athletic or sports events. But as what I have mentioned, it is not only for athletes or for Olympians. Skill and health-related fitness are for all. Every one of us should enhance our skill-related fitness component. Okay? Yeah. Different sports require different parts of skill-related fitness. For example, in basketball, it needs agility, speed, and almost all. So many sports require several parts. For example, a skater might good quality, might have good power, but I might have good agility, but they not all of them possesses or have a good power. Okay, so yeah. When we talk about skill, this is something connected with our skill. It is not connected with our health. So Some people have more natural skills, ability, and skills other than others. So when we talk about skill-related fitness, the level of our skills are not the same. We vary or we are totally different from each other. My skill is different from your skill, from the other skill, from the other skills. Okay? So, yeah. And then take note of this: good health does not come with being good in skill-related fitness. It's not true. Okay, because for you to be healthy, my dear students, you should, my dear students, what do you call this? You should enhance your health-related fitness if you want to be healthy. Okay? So yeah, so we have six components under health-related fitness. First is under the skill-related fitness, you have the agility, balance, coordination, power, reaction time, and speed. Let's go first with the agility. When we talk about agility, ability to change direction or the position of your body quickly and to control body's movements. Okay? Ability to change direction easily or quickly. Ability to change direction quickly using a combination of balance, coordination, speed, and strength and endurance. Always remember in agility the ability to change from one direction to another direction. Okay? Ability to change direction in the shortest possible time. Yan lang. Balance is the ability to keep an upright posture while standing kapag nakatayo ka na or you are moving. The ability to maintain the equilibrium while in a stationary or moving position. Remember in balance, the ability to maintain an intended upward position. That's it. While moving or while stationary. Coordination, always remember the ability to use different senses and the different body parts. So you have to use your senses, the five senses and different body parts. So you have to use them simultaneously and harmoniously and synchronously. Okay? The ability to select the right muscle at the right time, syempre, you should have a very good coordination with proper intensity to achieve proper action. Okay? Next, when we talk about power, it is the ability to use strength and speed at the same time. When we talk about power, this is the product of strength and speed. Okay, it is the ability to transfer energy into a force at a fast rate. Yung biglaan talaga, that is power. Okay? You have to exert force in the shortest possible period of time. Okay? Just like punching. Okay? So the ability to transfer energy into force at a fast rate. Okay? So yeah, that's how it works. And then another is it is the ability to exert force in the shortest possible time. Okay? Okay, well, just remember that the power is the outburst of movements in the shortest possible time, or the ability to exert force in the shortest possible period of time. That's how, my dear students, power works. On the other hand, second to the last, we have the reaction time. When we say reaction time, it is the amount of time it takes to move once you realize the need to act. It is the amount of time that you reacted into something, and that something should be a stimulus, or in plural, that is stimuli. When we say stimulus, it is anything in our environment that makes us move, or anything in our environment that triggers our behavior. Okay? So, yeah. And then you have to remember this on how we react. First, we have the stimulus. Next, it will be perceived by our sense organs, and then the sensory neurons or the relay neurons will relay that to the brain, and then the brain will top the relay neurons, which is the motor neurons, and that signal will be sent to glands and muscle, and our glands and muscle will move, and that is already our behavior and action or movement. Okay, so my dear students, that's how it works. But sorry ha, mabilisan lang talaga ito because it's just a review session. Okay, for example, you see a glass of bottle, and then it will be, what do you call this, perceived by your receptor or your senses, and then you have the sensory neuron or the relay neuron. It will relay that to the brain, and then the brain will process that, and it will relay that to your effector or to your glands and muscle through motor neuron, and then you will have now your response. Okay? So, yeah. And then lastly, we have the speed, the ability to perform a movement or cover a distance in a short period of time. When we talk about speed, it can be understood in two ways. The first one is the ability to perform a movement or cover a distance in a shorter period of time, or the ability to travel from one point going to another point in the shortest possible period of time. That's the first definition of speed. The second one is the ability to perform a movement in a shortest possible time. For example, you jumping jack very fast, that is also speed. Okay? And do not be confused between speed and agility. Because when we talk about agility, my dear students, that is exact because you are changing direction. For the speed, it's just a straight line because you are running in a straight line, or you are traveling from one point going to another point. Okay? So that's how you should understand that. Now let's proceed to the physical fitness and health. We are now running out of time. Okay? Okay. So another additional thing that I want to add in physical fitness is Physical fit is the ability and quality to carry out tasks or demand without undue fatigue and preserve energy in times of emergency. Again, I want to emphasize the word quality because in performing physical activities or physical education, should have a quality. Okay, magsabi ka, ang bilis-bilis ko. Kasi reviews lang siya, refresher lang siya. Okay? Health is the complete physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Dapat holistic, dapat as a whole. Because if you have a problem with one of those three, okay, my dear students, you will now be what they call this, affected. And then this definition came from, my dear students, the World Health Organization, or WHO. Okay, so yeah. um yeah, so let's proceed. So we have three dimensions of health, mga anak. We have the mental, the emotional, and the physical. When we talk about mental, it talks about our cognition and how we think. Emotional, what we feel. Okay, physical, what we can do using our body. So those are the three dimensions of health. And then when we say naman stress, it is neutral and it is natural. Okay? Stress can be the psychological perception. So it talks about our perception and how we react on a certain thing or a certain phenomenon or a certain stimulus of pressure or the physiological response to it. Okay? So that's how, my dear student, stress works. And it's how we think of pressure and challenges that we are facing every day. Okay? Or yeah, every time that we will face something. And then we have two types of stress, the eustress and the distress. When we talk about eustress, it is moderate or normal psychological stress interpreted as being beneficial to the experiencer. So when we say eustress, this is a positive stress. And yung negative stress is the distress, which can cause someone anxiety, sorrow, or pain. Okay? When we say eustress, good stress that benefits our health, it has a certain benefits to us, but it is only for short term. Okay, always remember that. And then positive stress, it motivates us and improves our performance and perceived as within our coping abilities. Okay? So yeah. For example, seeing your crush in the hallway, that is a very good example of eustress. And then distress, it can cause anxiety. Okay, so yeah, that's why you don't need to be anxious because everything is I am providing everything for you. Okay, it can cause anxiety, can be short term or long term, and feels unpleasant. You are feeling unpleasant and can lead to mental and physical problems. Okay, so it is also perceived as outside our coping abilities. Okay, for example, interpersonal conflicts, yung mga away-away, war, di ba? Those are examples of distressing events or moments. So coping up with stress, always remember this and familiarize yourself with this. Be honest to yourself. Take a deep breath. Sige, manage your time, di ba? Develop a healthy habits and then keep a diary. There are only few students now who are doing journaling. Okay? Be positive and optimistic. Maintain your smile. So that's why I always ask you to smile and accept facts and focus on pleasant aspects and do not procrastinate. Okay? Do not procrastinate, please. And then eating habits, always remember that you choose water. Eat slowly and mindfully. Stick to one serving. Eat fruit and vegetables, soup to whole grains. These are self-explanatory. And then another thing is, according to the World Health Organization, we have here the health risk factors. We have different, my dear students, health risk factors. The first one is, these are the different factors that can really affect our health. Yung pwedeng hindi tayo mga anak maging healthy because of these things. The first one is the tobacco use. Okay? And then the harmful use of alcohol, the raised blood pressure or hypertension, physical inactivity, raised cholesterol, and then overweight, and then obesity and unhealthy diet or raised blood glucose. Okay? So yeah. And then lastly, we have the principles of exercise or the training principles. Okay, we have different principles, a lot of principles of exercise that we have to remember, but I only emphasize here six, such as the overload principle, progression principle, specificity principle, reversibility principle, rest and sleep principle, or also known as recovery principle and individuality principle. Okay? So yeah, let's go first to the overload principle. It refers to the increase in the amount of workload. So we have to enhance or to increase our workload so that there will be an effect to our body or to feel hypertrophy so that our muscle will enlarge. Okay? So yan. Kapag indoor na kasi hindi na talaga yung lumalaki. Halimbawa, nag-push up ka ng everyday 5. Tapos naka 10 taon ka, hindi naman lumalaki. Pero nag-push up ka everyday 5. Kasi hanggang doon lang talaga ang muscle mo. Dagdagan mo, you overload, you add. Progression principle, 5% of the total number of repetitions or recurrent total number of repetitions that you are doing. Okay? It states that the body should have a gradual increase from the workload. Okay? So yan. Progression, it should be progressive. After a certain level, rest, and then before ka bumalik sa sunod, take two steps na muna down before ka bumalik. Huwag ka mag-end. Halimbawa, nakagawa ka na ng 10 push-ups. Next mong push-up after mo mag-rest, okay, for 1 day or 2 days. Next mong gawin is 8 muna. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, pag dating ka naman 15, ano mo na, babaan mo na naman. Okay? And then specificity principle, it refers to the adaptation of the body to specific workload it experience. So when we talk about specificity principle, we have to be specific. For example, you want to enhance our biceps or our triceps, let's do lifting activities or doing push-ups or triceps push-ups. Because our body will adapt only for those body parts that we are exercising. So yeah, it should be specific. For example, you want to enhance your you have to want a very formed abdominal muscle or yung abs. Ginagawa mo palagi jumping jack, hindi. Dapat you do curl ups then. Okay? So that there will be a sudden effect or you can easily attain your goal. And the next is reversibility. In reversibility, just remember the idea of use it or lose it. Gagamitin mo or mawawala. That is how our muscle works. If muscle hypertrophy is the enlargement of our muscle, we also have shrinking of our muscle, which is what we call muscle atrophy. So when we say reversibility principle, refers to the counterproduct of a training from stopping. Tumigil ka, tinubuan ng taba, lumit yung muscle. You have here the normal muscle if you're going to take a look on the screen and then an atrophied muscle. Okay? So, yan siya. Lumili at nagsishrink ang muscle. And the next is the rest and sleep principle, okay, or the recovery principle. It emphasizes the importance of resting, particularly in the process of adaptation. So we need to rest, we need to sleep, or we need to recover so that our body can really take a rest, okay, or adapt to the workload that we are doing. For example, yung kapag nag-aaral tayo, nag-aaral kayo ng gabi, nga, sabi ko, as my example, pagising mo, memorize mo na, and then another kapag para push up ka, so pahinga ka, tapos pag push up mo, ang dami na nagagawa mo, kayang-kaya mo na yung last mo nagawa last time, di ba? So, yan. And then individuality principle is the bottom line of all the principles. It refers to the difference of one person to another, specifically his or her adaptation to load. When we say individuality principle, it talks about, my dear students, our facing when it comes to exercising. Iba-iba ang face natin sa pag-exercise. Iba ang ano ko sa exercise, yung pacing ko, iba din sa inyo. Iba-iba tayo. Okay? We have different reactions to exercise. That's why we have to know how our body react to exercise, or we have to know our adaptation to workload. Next, frequency, intensity, time, and type. This is just easy. This is the last part. Okay, when we say FITP, it's a principle, and if we put it in a plan or use it in a plan, that is also already an FITP plan. So FITP plan helps us to create a workout plan that will be more effective in reaching our fitness goals. An exercise prescription to help participants understand how long and how hard they should exercise. Okay, so this is how FITP plan works. It's an acronym which stands for frequency, intensity, time, and type. And the frequency answers the question how often, and intensity answers the question how intense, and time intensity answers the question how intense or how hard, and then time answers the question how long, and then type answer the question what type of exercise are you going to do. And the type, always remember the specificity principle. We have to be specific. Okay? For example, in frequency, so frequency refers to how often, gaano kadalas, you will exercise. Your fitness will improve greatly if you exercise more often, syempre. And then, for example, 2 to 3 times a week, and then 3 to 4 times a week. So that's why you can see a calendar there. Intensity, how hard you exercise, okay, or how intense you exercise. It pertains to how much effort you work on or you exert in doing an exercise. Yung effort na in-exert mo, yun. Okay? So, yan. Time, how long you exercise. You have to specify ilang oras ba talaga. For example, from not enough na kung anong oras lang. For example, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., you have to specify 2 hours. And then 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., you also have to specify 1 hour. And then for the type, okay, it determines what kind of exercise will help you achieve your fitness goal. Okay, for the heart, for example, the type you have to specific. Halimbawa, you want to enhance your cardiorespiratory endurance, or for the heart, you have to do brisk walking or fast walking. Okay, kaya you do swimming. Okay, you do cycling. Okay, kaya you do the lifting weights. And for flexibility, you do for muscles, lifting weights, and then for flexibility, do the stretching. So, my dear students, that concludes our review session for today. So, good luck in your examination. Okay, I hope that you are going to pass the exam. I know, I believe on you, my dear students. Always remember that Sir JM and God love you. Bye-bye. Good luck sa exam. Mahal na mahal ko kayo. Okay, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you so much for this online learnings review session. Although I failed to do a live streaming, I have recorded a video that the students can watch so that they will be guided about the questions that will be asked to them tomorrow. And this we ask Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So again, my dear students, always remember that Sir GM and God love you. Bye-bye. Love you all. Bye-bye.